Hello, 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 hello. Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we are going to the next point. But before that, I would like to have a little bit of revision on 3.6, just and then we'll move to the 3.7. That is in the last lecture what we have done. We'll just see it, and then we'll move to the today's lecture. Because in the morning we had finished this one, including all the points that is to be covered. So what we studied was we studied the ARM Cortex features. So a 32-bit processor, 32-bit data path, 32-bit register bank, 32-bit memory interface, processor Harvard architecture, has separate data bus, instruction bus, and has the same memory bus. Then in order to, if you require more memory, then you can also use the optional memory protection unit, if possible to use external cache if required. Then supports debugging operations such as breakpoint and match point. And these are the characteristics: high performance, debug support, advanced interrupt handler feature. Then low power consumption system features. This is the low power feature. So in order to have this low power feature, it has two architectural sleep modes, that is deep sleep and sleep mode. So two instructions that can be used to enter into the sleep mode are WFI and WFE. It also has sleep on exit feature that allows it to stay in sleep mode as much as possible. Then we have an wake up interrupt controller, which is an optional feature that allows the clock of the processor to be completely removed during the deep sleep. Then exit sleep on exit feature will is a very nice feature that will go back to the automatically sleep automatically after the interrupt routine. In this way we can make the core sleep all the time unless an interrupt is given. To use this feature we need to set up the sleep on exit bit in the system control register. Then this is the sleep on exit feature. So we have seen this. Then we have seen wake up interrupt controller. So this wake up interrupt controller, actually there is no programmable register in WIC, and if you in order to get all the required interrupt information, it gets it from the interface between WIC and NVIC. Then by using WIC, the clock signal of the processor can be completely stopped. When interrupt request arrives, WIC can send the request and can restore the processor clock back again by using the MPU. Then the requirement of Cortex M3. So we have seen the greater the performance efficiency, low power consumption, enhanced determinism, improved code density, ease of use, low cost solutions, wide choice of development tools. These are the features. Now, as far as development of low power applications are concerned, so what we can do is that we can change the code structure by making it as an interrupt driven application. Also, you can get the receive the command from keyboard with the help of UART, that is Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter. And to reduce the power consumption, you can use power saving features for both hardware and software part of the system. So on the software side, just change the code structure into the interrupt driven application. And on the hardware type, keep the processor in sleep mode as much as possible, hence reducing the duty cycle of the processor. Sleep on exit feature is also used to avoid the unnecessary overheads, reduce backup wake up latency, disable some of the peripherals if not frequently used. Also disable the clock sources. And this is the development of low power applications. So we have seen this. We are revising this all things. Now we'll move to the actually today's lecture. So 3.7. This is the 7th lecture on unit number 3. So as far as the unit is concerned, this unit is totally denoted through the ARM Cortex M3, Cortex M3. So we are seeing the features. We have seen registers. We have seen the memory map. Then we have seen different features of Cortex M3. So now we'll proceed further. Now we'll go to the vector table. Now this is also a very important part as far as ARM Cortex M3 is concerned. See, when an exception event take place on a Cortex M3 and accepted by the processor core, the corresponding exception handler is executed. So as soon as the exception event take place, the corresponding exception handler is executed. Now, in order to determine the starting address of that handler, in order to determine the starting address of that exception handler, vector table mechanism is used. So have you got it? Like what, when vector table is used? See, when an exception event takes place on a Cortex M3 and the corresponding exception handler is executed. So in order to determine the starting address of that exception handler, vector table mechanism is used. The vector table is an array of words, data inside the system memory, each representing the starting address of one exceptional type. So वेक्टर टेबल एक्चुअली स्टार्टिंग एड्रेस देने के लिए काम में आता है एक्सेप्शनल टाइप का. तो अगर कोई एक्सेप्शनल इवेंट हैपन होता है तो उस हिसाब से एक्सेप्शन हैंडलर एग्जीक्यूट होता है. उस एक्सेप्शनल हैंडलर का एड्रेस अगर कोई दे सकता है तो वो वेक्टर टेबल मैकेनिज्म दे सकता है. This vector table is relocatable and relocation of the controlled by relocation register in NVIC. So a vector table is relocatable, मतलब दूसरी जगह पे वो locate भी हो सकता है, and that is with the help of that control is been done by the relocation register in NVIC, that is non-vectored interrupt controller. After reset, this relocation register is reset to 0, and therefore vector table is relocated to the address 0x0 after the reset. So if reset is done, it will go back to its 0th position, the address as 0 after reset. Now this is the vector table. How it looks like is that there is an exception number. So जैसे ही वो एक्सेप्शन इवेंट हैपन होता है, वो वाला नंबर एग्जीक्यूट होता है जो एक्सेप्शन हैंडलर के लिए, एक्सेप्शन हैंडलर का वो नंबर एग्जीक्यूट होता है. जैसे ही वो नंबर एग्जीक्यूट हो जाता है तो उसका एड्रेस 0 से शुरू हो जाता है. तो फॉर एग्जांपल अगर 0 नंबर, एक्सेप्शन नंबर 0 इवेंट हैपन हुआ है तो उस वक्त का एड्रेस 0x00 रहेगा. एक्सेप्शन वेंटर वो स्टार्टिंग वैल्यू ऑफ एमएसपी होगी. अगर 1 होगा तो 0x04 रीसेट होगा. अगर 2 होगा एक्सेप्शन नंबर तो 0x08 देन नॉन मास्केबल इंटरप्ट. इफ इट इज 3 देन 0x0C दैट इज हार्ड फॉल्ट. इफ इट इज 4 0x10 मेमोरी मैनेजमेंट फॉल्ट. 5 एक्सेप्शन नंबर 5 0x14 बस फॉल्ट. 6 exception number 6 0x18 usage fault. Then exception from 7 to 10 0x1C to 0x28, that is reserved. If it is 11 then it will go to 0x2C SVC. If the exception number is 12 then 0x30 it's a debug monitor. Exception number 13, it will be 0x34, it is reserved. Similarly 14 0x38 pen SV. 15 0x3C, then is sysstick. 16 0x40, that is interrupt request #0. 17 0x44 interrupt request #1, and from 18 to 255 it will be interrupt request from 2 to 239. In this way the vector table can be used with the exception number. So whatever the exception number, exception event happens, that exception number with the address will be given. Example we can take is that reset is the exception type 1. So where is 1? See, 1 is the exception number, 1 is the reset. So reset is the exception type 1. The address of the reset vector is 1 times 4 words in 4 bytes. That is each word in 4 bytes. So जहां से 0 से शुरू होने वाला था, अब वो 4 bytes से शुरू हुआ, तो it will be 0 into 00004. Is it okay? Once again, see, we are on the exception number 1 and we are dealing with exception vector reset. So अगर एक्सेप्शन नंबर 1 पे जा रहे हैं हम और रीसेट का एड्रेस वैसे देखा जाए तो 0x000 होना चाहिए, लेकिन it is 1 times that is 4. 1 times 4 यानी कि 4 गुना है वो. Each word is 4 byte. So when instead of starting at 0 into 0000, it will start from 0 into 004. तो फिर उस हिसाब से वेक्टर टाइप 2 में अगर जाओगे तो वो हो जाएगा 0 into 00008. तो शुरुआत जो होगी वो 00004 से होगी और उसके बाद नेक्स्ट वाला जो जाएगा टाइप 2, एक्सेप्शन टाइप 1 is for reset, exception type 2 is for the NMI vector which will be located at 00008. So the address 0 into 00 is used to store the starting value of MSP. Then the next concept is, after understanding the vector table, we should also understand how this embedded C programs can be done for cheap peripherals. So normally 2 languages are used for this. One is a C language and the other one is assembly language in order to do the program on chip peripherals. So there are some advantages as well as disadvantages of C as well as assembly. So let us have a review of what C and what assembly language does have. Both have some advantages and both have some disadvantages also. So if we see C, it is easy to learn, it is portable, and it is easy handling of complex data structure. These are the advantages. But if you look at disadvantages, there is limited or no direct access to the core register and stack. So direct access नहीं मिल पाता है core register का C में, जो assembly मिल पाता है मगर इसमें नहीं मिल पाता है वो. No direct control over instruction sequence generation. These are the disadvantages. If we look at the assembly of the embedded C programs, assembly language that can be used for embedded programs for chip peripherals, then it allows direct control to each instruction step and all memory. That is what the advantage is. It also allows the direct access to instruction that cannot be generated by C. Whereas disadvantage takes longer time to learn because it's little bit complicated, difficult to manage data structures, जबकि C में easily हो सकता है complex data structure, and it is less portable as compared to C. So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages. So depending upon the application, you can choose C language or the assembly language for writing the embedded programs for chip peripherals. The Cortex-M processor can be programmed using C and assembly language or the mixture of both. This is very important. Like you can use separately C, assembly, or you can use mixture of both, yani combination of both. A system-in-chip programmer typically needs to use mix of both the languages. So most of the time the system-in-chip programmer use both the languages, mixing of both the languages together. The ARM C compilers provide an embedded assembler so that assembly function can be included in C program code easily. So ये एक बहुत important चीज़ है कि ARM C compiler provided an embedded assembler ताकि assembly function को C program में code किया जा सकता है easily. So you need the C compilers provided an embedded assembler. Similarly, most of other C compilers provide an inline assembler for inlining assembly code within C. So C के अंदर embedded को बुलाना और embedded को C के अंदर बुलाना, ये दोनों भी चीजें आप कर सकते हैं using compilers. Now this is the typical program generation flow for what is this one. The similar, most of the other C compilers provide an inline assembly for inlining the assembly code with C program. Now this is the typical generation flow. How it does happen is that when you write a C code, it is compiled. It is compiled, then it is given to the assembler code where it is converted into machine language, machine code. So this machine code is linked with the program image, which is nothing but the .executable files. This program image is then downloaded into the program memory. Now this program memory is, these instructions from the program memory are fetched by the processor. It is fetched, then it is decoded, and after decoding it will be executed, and then it will be processed through data in and data out. Once again, I'll give you the detailed explanation about this. is that once you write down a C code, it is converted into the assembler code by compiling it. From assembler code, it will be converted to the machine code. Then from machine code, it is converted into, it is linked through program image. It is linked into program image, which could be also said to be as an .executable file. This .executable file is then downloaded in the program memory, which is then instruction, which will have an instruction fetch to this will be fetched by the processor. It will be fetched by the processor. Then it will be decoded, executed, and then processed, where data in and data out is considered, like where data in is there and then data out will be there. So this is the typical program generation flow that is taken place. Now you can see from this the explanation also how that flow happens. The generation of the program flow typically is a development flow. So it is compiled, it is assembly, it is compiler, then assembler, then linker, and then download. Compiler, assembler, linking is done, and then it is downloaded. So compiling is like C to assembler, then assembler to machine code. From the machine code, it is linked into the program image, and then it is downloaded. This is how it takes place through this link. The executable files is nothing but the program image. So where is that program image? You can see after machine code, that is a program image where you have the .executable files, .object files. This is also called as program image or also called as executable files. The generated executable files is stored in the program memory, normally on a chip flash memory, to be fetched by the processor. जैसे ही वो download हो जाएगा उस chip flash memory के ऊपर, वहाँ से वो fetch हो जाएगा by the processor. So we are now going to see how this program in high level language such as C are generated and then downloaded into the hardware in the next slide. Now this is actually how downloading takes place. So we are on to the left side of the code where before it is fetched through the processor, where the instruction is fetched to the processor, what actually happens. So if one is generally if you are using C code, and the other one is generally if you're using the assembly code. So C code, that is C source code, is converted, is compiled using ARM-C. In here, it is assembly using ARM ASM. So you can see that .c and .asm. After compiling and after assembling, it will be converted into the object files. So C will be converted into the object.o files, whereas assembly also is converted into the object files. So it's common. And in assembly, you have libraries which will be given to the ARM link. Now this object files is linked through the ARM link, and which is converted into the executable program image. And then it is downloaded to program memory, which is in the binary form. Once again, we'll go through the program generation flow. What happens is that when you're using C code and when you're using assembly code. So when it is C code, it is compiled through ARM-CC. It is assembly through, the source code is converted into the assembler using assembly code, ARM SSM. And then both are converted into the .objective files, even if it is C, even if it is ARM. Even if it is assembler. So both are converted into the object files. Only the difference between here is that it has to be also provided a libraries that is given to the link using ARM link. Then it is converted to the executable program image, that is program image or .exe, जिसको हम executable बोलते हैं. Then it is given to the download to the program memory, which is then given as an output as a binary. So it will be downloaded to the program memory and then it is given to the binary. Have you got up till this, students? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting it now? Okay. So let's little bit revise. So we started from here. It's an embedded C program for chip peripherals. So some of the advantages and disadvantages of C as well as assembly. Then for chip peripheral, actually you can call C program in assembly as well as you can call the assembly language into the C language. This is the typical general flow. C code compiled through the assembler. Then through assembler it is converted to the machine code. Then it is linked through the program image, that is converted into .executable file and downloaded in the program memory. Then it is fetched through the processor, decoded, executed, and then processed, where the data in and data out takes place. So normally the executable file is also called as the program image file, which is stored in the program memory to be fetched by the processor. So this is actually what happens to the main flow of with the ARM tool. So we have seen that C compiled objective files, assembly compiled through the assembler files into .objective files, then it is converted into then it is linked through the ARM link, got an executable program image and downloaded to the program memory. This is what we have done up till now. Now this is a program generation flow with ARM tool. So in the first stage, compilation happens where the program is translated from high level language to the assembly level language of a specific processor. That is, if it is processor, in this case is Cortex M3. This is done using compiler. So what compiler does is that it converts the high level language to the assembly language. So compiler, what does it compiler do is high level language to assembly language. Now this assembly language uses the mnemonic code to refer to the instruction, yet such representation cannot be understood by the processor. So जो assembly code में mnemonic codes use होता है वो प्रोसेसर को नहीं समझ में आता. मतलब हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज से असेंबली लैंग्वेज में आ गया. Assembly language actually uses mnemonic codes which the processor doesn't understand, and therefore we need to convert the instruction of the assembly program into their mnemonic values. These values are called as machine code. तो सीधा सीधा वो machine code में convert करता है. तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि high level language ये assembly level language में convert होती है using compiler. ये assembly level language mnemonic code से बनी होती है, इसीलिए processor उसको understand नहीं कर सकता. And therefore it is very much important to need to convert this assembly level language into machine code, and this can be done with the help of assembler. This could be done by the assembler. In the third stage, the object code file is generated by the assembly. The code file is generated by the assembly is linked together with the object code files for an library function used to produce an executable file. अभी क्या हो गया कि जो आपका लास्ट में कोड बन गया वो मशीन कोड है. These machine codes are converted into the object codes used to produce an .executable file. Finally, generated executable file or the program image is stored in the program memory. Normally, in this case, it's a chip flash memory that is fetched by the processor. The ARM tool-based flow, however, supports both assembly as well as C language. यानी दोनों भी हमने देखा कि दोनों भी C हो या assembly हो, दोनों भी support करते हैं. So ARM CC tool converts the C course into directly the object code, whereas the ARM ASM tool converts the source file into assembly language and then into the object code. In the linking stage, the ARM link tool can be used, where the program image is formed, where the main program image is formed. So first stage, I'll give you once again revision. First stage, high level language is converted into the assembly level language by using compiler. This assembly language is actually having mnemonic codes, hence it cannot be understood by the processor. So it is converted into the assembly program. It is converted into machine code, and this process can be done by assembler. In the third stage, this assembler is linked together with object code files for any library function. And finally, the executable file is stored into the program memory, which in case is a normally on-chip flash memory that is fetched by the processor. The ARM tool supports both assembly as well as C language sources. So as far as C is concerned, the C source code is directly converted into the .object code, the object file. Whereas the ARM ASM tool converts the source file written in the assembly language into the object code. And the linking stage is actually where arm link tool can be used for linking. Now, exactly what happens in program image, how the program image looks like. Now, what is program image? You can see here, what is the program image? It is the executable file. So, जो आप डाउनलोड करते हो ऑन चिप फ्लैश मेमोरी के ऊपर, जो डॉट एग्जीक्यूटेबल फाइल है जिसको हम प्रोग्राम इमेज बोलते हैं, उसमें क्या है तो ये दिखाई देता है. So you can see that there is a vector table, C library code, program code, and startup routine. So vector table किस लिए है? In order to give the address, giving address, initial address. और जो ऊपर वाला पार्ट है startup routine, program code and program image है, और ऊपर वाला जो सेक्शन है वो कोड रीजन है. Okay, so this what happens with the program image. So we have seen what the program image or dot executable file looks like. Now we have to understand the compilation stages of program from high level language to the binary file. So वो जो दिखाई दे रहा था जहां पर डॉट एग्जीक्यूटेबल फाइल्स बनी थी, वो फाइल के बाद बाइनरी फाइल में वो कैसे कन्वर्ट होता है वो समझना बहुत जरूरी है. वी आर गोइंग टू एग्जामाइन the contents of the program image of the Cortex M3. The program image refers to the piece of fully integrated code that is ready to execute. So you know that always a .exe file is fully integrated code which is ready to execute. In Cortex M3, the program image is stored in the code region. So what is the code? It is a code region. Just a moment, it's not going. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Is it
Yes,
okay?
sir.
Okay. Okay. So हम यहाँ पर थे program image. So you can see the program image. There is a vector table at the end, the bottom. There is a vector table. There is a C library code. There is a program code, and there is startup routine. Now this program image is nothing but the executable file that you download and then you execute it. दैट इज एन एग्जीक्यूटेबल फाइल. ठीक है. तो वो जो प्रोग्राम इमेज जो होती है वो एक्चुअली एग्जीक्यूटेबल फाइल होती है. सो उसमें क्या होता है एक्चुअली, उसमें एक हमने अंडरस्टैंड करना है कि कंपाइलेशन स्टेजेस है जो हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज से बाइनरी फाइल की तरफ जाता है. तो वो जो होता है प्राइम प्रोग्राम इमेज में होता है. We are going to examine that content of the program image of Cortex M3. A program image that is executable file actually refers to a piece of fully integrated code that is ready to execute. In Cortex M3, the program image is stored in the code region of the memory map. So this is the code region. यहाँ पर आपका store होता है. The program image includes a number of regions named mainly. ऊपर है कोड रीजन और नीचे है आपका program image that includes number of regions, namely vector table, C startup routine, program code, and C library code. The vector table contains the starting address of the exception. So ये हमने already देखा है. It also contains the initial value of main stack pointer, and this is stored in the first word of vector table. It can be programmed in C or either in assembly. The linker in some cases may add C library code.
Hello, sir.
हाँ,
Sir,
hello.
your presentation is not visible.
ओके ओके, जस्ट 2 मिनट. वो हैंग हो रहा है बहुत ही एक्चुअली. जस्ट अ मोमेंट. इज इट ओके नाउ? हेलो हेलो.
No, sir.
नहीं, स्क्रीन नहीं दिखाई दे रहा क्या अभी तक?
नहीं दिखाई दे रही है सर।
स्क्रीन मेरे इसमें तो मैंने शेयर किया है। एक मिनट, वापस एक बार शेयर करता हूँ मैं। कुछ तो भी प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है। लेट अस कंक्लूड हियर, विल गो फॉर द अटेंडेंस, क्योंकि इशू हो रहा है कुछ तो भी। हेलो।
ओके सर।
हाँ, वो कंटिन्यू करेंगे हम।
Yes, sir.
हम अगले लेक्चर में वहां से कंटिन्यू कर लेंगे। रोल नंबर 1, रोल नंबर 2,
Yes sir, present.
1 is there, 2,
Yes sir.
3, 4, 5, hello, hello, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3, roll number 4, roll number 5. Hello, is my voice clear?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes.
रोल नंबर 6।
Sir, absolutely.
हाँ, तो अटेंडेंस दो। हाँ, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yes sir.
7, 8,
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
okay, 9,
Yes, sir.
10,
Present.
okay, 9 is there, 10, 11, 12,
Yes sir.
13,
Present.
12 is there,
Sir.
13, okay, 14, 15,
Yes, sir.
okay, 16, 17, 18,
Yes sir.
okay, 19,
Present.
20, 21, 22, okay, 23, 24, 25, 24 is
Yes,
there,
sir.
25, okay,
Present, sir.
26, 27, 28,
Present, sir.
29, 30,
Present sir.
31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37,
Yes,
38, 39,
Yes, sir.
40, 41, 42, 43, 44,
Present, sir.
43 is there, 44,
Yes, sir. Yes.
44, 45, 46,
Present,
47,
sir.
46 is there?
Sir, 46 present. 46.
Okay.
46 is present, sir.
47?
Present.
Okay. 48? 48?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 49? 50?
Present. 50.
Okay. 51?
Yes, sir.
2? 1 is there. 2?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 3? 3 is there. 54? 55?
Present.
Okay. 56? 57? 58? 59? 60? 61? 62? Any other number?
Hello, sir. 60.
Kitna?
60.
60 is there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 60 is there. ठीक
Sir,
है.
roll number 2 is there.
हाँ.
Roll number 2.
चैट बॉक्स पे डालो, चैट बॉक्स पे नंबर. क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है आवाज. चैट बॉक्स पे डालो.
मुकरे वैभव मुकरे